can't even imagine what we might be hearing on Monday, because this was yesterday on MSNBC.
A historian 50 years from now, if historians are allowed to write in this country, and if there are still free publishing houses and a free press, which I'm not certain of, but if that is true, a historian will say what was at stake tonight and this week was the fact whether we will be a democracy in the future, whether our children will be arrested and conceivably killed. We're on the edge of a brutal authoritarian system, and it could be a week away.
Is this guy really believing that if conservatives get power again, as I have in the past, that this is the end of democracy? I mean, seriously, that this is the end of democracy as we know it. We are no longer a constitutional republic because people are pro-life, which is really what they're saying at the end of the day. And that means everything's off.
And we're authoritarian because we want lower taxes, or we want to produce more fossil fuel.
Less government involvement in your daily life.
Yeah, that's the opposite of authoritarian.
For one party to say, if you vote for the other party, it's the end of democracy as we know it, is such not only an overreach, but it's so disparaging to half the populace, as if their way is the only way.
This is him talking about the outcome of a midterm election, not who's the president of the United States, not who's in charge of the military, not the executive branch, not who's in charge of even foreign policy. Literally, it's the midterm election, which at the federal level is mostly about stopping bad policy. Do we have the cockroaches bite? Okay, when this statement comes out, the only people who in power who use terminology like this, Putin has translated some similar things to this to describe Nazis in Ukraine. Okay, so really the only time this is allowable is if you're talking about someone as reprehensible as a Nazi, and he shouldn't be using that terminology to describe all Ukrainians. And the way Hitler described Jews, so you try to dehumanize people and your enemy, so that if anything happens to them bad, it doesn't matter because they're not really human. Take a listen. This is Sunny Host, and this is The View.
I read a poll just yesterday that white Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican.
Why?
It's almost like roaches voting for Raid, right?
So they're voting to kill themselves. They're voting to have themselves extinct. No, you know what they're voting on? They don't want your crazy crap in schools. They want to be able to pay their bills. They want to go on a vacation because their husband and maybe them too are both working two job homes, and they're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. They don't want their kids to be killed from fentanyl. They don't want their neighborhoods to be dangerous. They don't want to have to go to the school board meeting, but they will if they have to.
An end of democracy statement, which was what President Biden said the other day, which they're parroting now because the abortion issue is not working for them like they thought it would. This is scare tactics, scaremongering.
They want to put good leaders in place so that they can live their lives, work hard, pay their bills, give their kids a decent future, and take a vacation. But the left, this idea to demonize this group
cockroaches?
as cockroach, that is what you do to your enemy before you kill them. Because you have to teach your public they are such an enemy. They are so harmful that they have lost their humanity. But listen to this one, too, because they go further with Joy Behar. We're not even Republicans anymore. It's not just a political party. It's bigger than that. Take a listen.
You're not voting for Republicans. You're voting for a cult. Remember that. It's a cult. It's not Republicans anymore.
Just because a political party has really taken the lead in things like family values, in things like against inflation, in things like against abortion and things of that nature, does not make conservatives and Republicans either roaches, nor the Republican Party a cult, nor does it portend the end of democracy. And to say that is abhorrent.
The Republican Party has never been more diverse in its history. It was not always the Big Tent Party, but it's they don't like what it's become. It's not a cult. They don't know what to define it as because they don't know. Why is there Maya Flores in South Texas? Why is there Tulsi Gabbard leaving the Democrat Party? Why? And then going out the campaign trail. At the same time, why are people responding so much to Carrie Lake? Why are they also responding, to Dr. Oz, who was like their friend? On all of that. J.D. Vance coming out of the tech world. And then Ron DeSantis of the world. All of these different races, the Herschel Walker. Think about how different all of those people's backgrounds are. They could not be more different. But they all share the same ideology, the same goal, which is to make America strong, safe, and secure.